Oh, he's the best.
But okay, so Picard.
Go. What do you got? Say it. Let it out.
Just let it out.
No, don't let him know about what happens at the end of season.
Oh
3.
no.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
No, that's a big one.
He likes Risa when Picard's on the planet, and they give him the doll that lets the people know if he wants to get, be pleasured or not. You just stick it out next to your lounge chair, and girls, guys, they all come up to you like,
Picard or Kirk?
Who? Oh, like
Vert.
He doesn't know enough about Kirk.
Well, I know Kirk from the movies.
Oh, so you haven't seen the original?
I haven't seen the original show.
Oh, I think you should.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's some of them are hokey.
Yeah,
but
yeah, right.
I think you
good,
should,
though.
but they're good. Yeah.
I do like.
And they're
choose.
iconic.
I do like the
some of them-
movies.
No, you can't choose. They're their own thing.
I'd rather shoot myself than choose.
Yeah.
Like, I won't.
That's a perfect answer.
The movies are great. I like the movies.
Yeah, the movies are awesome.
You didn't know, but that was the trick answer.
Bazinga. Bazinga. Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm the Candyman, here with Danny D, Sean Macka, and of course, the lovely Kingsley.
Hello.
This week's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a tearjerker or anything like that, but I did want to, I wanted to talk a little bit about, recently I think a lot of people were depressed this year in general because of containment and because of...
The last 20 months.
I think depression spiked. And it's a big problem out there in the human population in general for a variety of reasons. And I don't think anybody is qualified to treat or, counsel people that are going through depression unless it's somebody that's already had really bad time with it and has been able to come out on the other side.
Or a medical professional.
Well, no.
No, I don't even agree with that. The medical professionals, because if they don't know what that person's going through, they can't really treat them, not properly.
But if they don't if they don't take the time to understand, you know what I mean?
It's hard to understand these saying, though, if they never
Just
had.
saying,
Like drug addiction.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
They've never gone through that fire themselves. They can be the greatest doctor in the world, but they're not gonna
I can
get
understand
it.
that.
They're not gonna be able to
Besides, trusted and tried treatments, obviously, but, as far as, relating to somebody, it's hard when you haven't done it.
Tonight we're gonna get into the M's of combating depression, which is my personal recipe. But before that, let's do a couple of announcements. We try to keep the show fun. And it sucks, but this week we lost a really good person. So I think that a lot of people in the area are depressed, and it's going to be a good week to talk about this stuff. So, Kristy Williams she's from the Greater Lowell area, basically, right?
Yeah.
She's just a fucking great kid, man. Shout out to her. She passed away this week. She was fighting brain cancer. And she worked at my family's restaurant when she was 17.
Yeah. The
grill.
Yeah, the grill.
So, my dad is he wants the hostess to smile all the time. Right. And you can't train that. Someone's either happy, bubbly person or they're just miserable, whatever, and everything in between. But you can't every day, not everybody can be oh yeah, I'm so cheery and happy. But this girl was the cheeriest, most happy person I've ever seen.
Right.
How old was she?
She died 34. But
34.
She started working.
My age. Oh
yeah,
my
she started working.
God.
She started working at the restaurant when she was 17, and I think she had either already had brain cancer or just came down with it after working for us. But it was early in life.
She was in her early
sad.
20s, I believe.
And you knew her a lot from the old court, because I went to the funeral and there were a lot of old court people there. I saw Finn Barr shook my hand. It's he forgives me, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not.
He, so
I
forgives you.
I asked Bean out after if he wanted to go get lunch, but he wasn't in the mood. He's like, I'm not in the mood, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. No, she hung out at the old court a lot. She was friends with a lot of people that hung out down there, and it's just it really sucked that I woke up this week to that news. And,
right. Sad, very sad thing.
it sucked because like a lot of people that I care about were just devastated by it. And speaking of which,
let me just add something
ahead,
about
bud.
Kristy
Go
too.
ahead.
I was a friend of hers, so obviously devastated too. But you know, when you read an obituary or someone's talking about a person and they say all the cliche things,
They're in a better
She was
place.
great, yeah.
She fought really hard.
well, that and then also like she made you feel, or they made you feel a certain way. And
Yeah.
they always looked
They
out
always-
for everyone, and all those cliches are true about this young woman. And like she was a gift of a person.
Humanity,
Really
it's a
just-
loss to humanity.
Yeah, it is.
Sucks.
It
I'm
is.
sorry, guys.
The way I described it to her family when I saw them was that, you know, I didn't want to be like too dramatic and make them cry, but I also wanted to express like exactly how I felt about her. And I just said, look, she was a light in the world.
Right.
And it's a colder, darker place without her.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah,
truth.
it's the truth. That's sad.
So that's a, you know, that was no good this week, man. And
Then I think that's my number 3. That's, you know how they say death comes in threes.
yeah, so we're gonna transition
That's
from
the
that.
third. And they
to-
were all young.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
we
Terrible.
lost 3 people.
So, a friend of mine from high school had been missing for over a year. They finally found his remains.
Suicide in the woods or something.
No, it was he had gotten into drugs, and so they
OD.
found him in an abandoned house.
in Detroit.
1 year later in Detroit,
Yeah.
that's how long it took him to find a dead body.
Yeah.
that's
A lot of abandoned houses
That's
there.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Not like here where houses are getting scooped up.
I'm
Right.
just glad
Get a
they
house
found.
and
I'm just
nothing
glad
there.
they found him,
Yeah.
and so that his
Should set
mom
up shop.
and
Closure.
and girlfriend and kid have closure. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, he was just missing. I can't imagine that as
Yeah.
a mother or a wife or whatever. I can't imagine that. And then the other one was somebody that you guys know.
What, Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus.
Oh, that guy was
So-
a wild animal.
I'm surprised he lasted as long.
He
as
lived
did.
double the expected lifespan.
Totally. Yeah, he
Under the conditions.
He burned at both.
He
the
lived
candle
he lived in the 6th gear.
at both ends and the middle, and
Like
he
eighth gear.
he lasted. Yeah, I was gonna say there was like 11th gear, like for a long time.
There's a
So.
quote from the movie Beyond Providence, or is that the movie Providence? Well, there's a quote and there's a character in the movie named Drugs Delaney, and he ODs, and when his boys are giving him a funeral, they're like, that guy could fucking party. When everyone
Yeah.
else took one, he took 2.
Yeah.
And that's basically
I
what,
think that's why his parents didn't have like services or anything. Like
They didn't want all his
They didn't want all his
friends
friends coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow. Goodbye,
Which
Marcus.
sucks.
Sorry to see you go, buddy, but you beat the odds mathematically, making it as
He
long
made
as
it
you
past
did.
40.
Yeah.
He was always really good at math. I bet you he just did it all in his head.
Oh,
He's
he's
like,
smart?
I bet you I
Oh,
got.
he was smart. Smart people, I think, enjoy drugs more than people that are not smart.
He found drugs his senior year in high school or junior year, maybe. And he was like, "This is what I want to do."
No, that was his true
He
love.
loved it.
It was his love.
He told me that he goes. I go, "Which drugs don't you like?" He goes, "I've never met a drug I didn't like."
Yeah, he liked them all, dude.
Yeah,
He was
an enthusiast, but
now he's
That's-
dead. Now he's dead.
with the fentanyl
scary.
though, it's what got him though. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
So moving on, with the Kristy Williams thing, I think I got link for it somewhere. We're gonna put it on our IG, but there's some kind of fundraiser going on for her with they're starting some kind of charity in her name.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be cancer research related.
Yeah, brain cancer.
I imagine.
Yep.
So we're gonna have that, and
Or
I
a
think-
scholarship.
I think we're gonna really. I'll post that thing every fucking week for a year till everybody's on it, because that's, you know, she's worth it. Speaking, you know, and then our good buddy Mully's been dealing with you know, systemic infection all year, and they're gonna have to deal with like you know, they're starting a fundraiser basically for him, and I'm gonna get the link for that too. So we're moving right along with our fundraising steam. You know, it's just that these are things that are now like already going on, and like I think they're good for us to promote, so we're gonna do them. So shout out to them. And then on a more positive note, you want to give out the shout out to the little Shaolin from the Shaolin slums. So we had a
They
death,
say
but
the
we also
Wu-Tang.
we had a birth.
Yeah. And the Shaolin could be dangerous. A really great friend of the show.
who's never listened to it.
Never
There's a good
listened
friend of ours.
Him and his lady had a young daughter. Obviously, she's young. She's a couple days old.
Born November 2nd, right?
I believe it was November 2nd.
It's that same day as
Sunday or
Akira.
Monday?
Yeah, cool.
Monday.
Same birthday as my kid.
That's awesome.
And her name is Beatrix Shalin Horn.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful name, beautiful kid.
It works too because the mom's partly.
How could he
Chinese.
not listen to this show? How could he not be? How could he not be curious?
He loves
He probably
you.
does listen.
He probably doesn't. He wants to say he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably a diehard.
Yeah. That's like
Listens to it while he
that's
sleeps.
like his sick mind.
He is
He'd
a
be
sick
like,
fuck.
listen, I need to just tell him I don't listen to it.
I
Just
don't
to
want to.
fuck
I don't
with
want
him.
to.
Fuck with them.
Because he loves you.
Yeah.
He definitely loves Macka, and I'm pretty sure he loves me.
Yeah, of course he does.
So
Why wouldn't he love this show?
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense mathematically.
But
And his
he's
brother
a good
was on
dad,
it.
so he's going to have a lot of time at home.
Good.
He's one of the
We're
people
on the
that got.
headphones, you know?
He's one of the people that got me to question the universe, like existence. Like when I was younger, I was like, he'd tell me some stuff, and I'm like, give me a book or something. I'm like, fuck.
Listen,
Philosophy
Why
of
did you
nature.
do that?
Dan D's outbursts aside, listen to the smooth baritones of Sean and I's voice to soothe the baby into sleep while you're nursing her.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, we're the devils. The devils.
I'm the devil.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't,
sex cocks in hell.
yeah, we don't want the baby coming up with that for her first.
No.
So those are the shout outs. And what was really sad, Declan Regan was the fiance. He was engaged to Kristy Williams. Oh. And he's the guy who won this t-shirt. You were asking about who makes our t-shirts. We can address that, but you wanted to look at it, so there it is. So that's actually his t-shirt, and I sent him a video a couple days ago before this happened, and I was like, hey, bro, we got you this shirt because you're like the highest donator. What's your size? And he's like, a large. I was like, really? Okay.
There it is.
Oh, I like that.
And
Looks comfy.
it's made out of recycled.
Nice material.
It's made out of soft recycled material. It's tagless, which I like. We'll see how it lasts, like quality wise. But they're available now on our web store. So
Get your hooshy off.
Get your hooshy off. So before we get into the depression stuff, let's get your. You got some news for
That
us?
might not be a real
That-
thing.
Let's play. That might not
Be
be
a real thing.
The game.
All right, this week let's stick with depression and tragedy and
Just want to make everyone blow their brains out.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with that.
If we're going with it, we're going with it.
This week, a major rapper, one of the biggest rappers on the planet.
What's his name?
His name is Travis Scott.
Never heard of him.
I've never heard of him. I have no clue who he is. He's that big, and we've never heard of him.
You could put him in a lineup right now and give me $10 million, and it's only going to be mathematical
No
odds
clue.
if I pick out the right one.
Does he mumble?
No.
He's not really a mumble rapper. He's more of a singer rapper.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can hear his words.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
He's
is
good.
He's talented.
Give me
He
for
said-
sure.
He sings
for
"Give
sure.
Me That Hushy."
He might
Give me
not
that
say that, but he could.
hushy.
He could.
Hold on, we're supposed to be silent for this, so let's
Okay,
let him
go
roll.
ahead.
Let's let
All
him
right,
roll.
So, every year he has an annual either festival or one night concert.
Right.
It's called Astro World. That's like his imaginary
Play.
vision of
yeah.
a fun world. Like
Yeah, an old fun world.
amusement
that,
park,
Yeah,
yeah.
that he used to visit as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. And
Fuck.
So he
Yeah.
recreated it, and this is his concert, big music
This
festival.
guy's big enough to recreate childhood memories.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And
We don't know. We've never
Huge.
heard of him.
Wait,
It's huge.
isn't he's married to
He's
one of the
either married or he's
Kardashians,
yeah,
right?
he's
He's got a
with-
baby
What?
with one of the Kardashians.
No way.
he's
Yeah.
with Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
This is the Mandela effect, right?
No.
Something's going on here.
All right.
So he's from the Houston area. Shout out H-Town, and he does this thing every year. And this year, while he was performing, he brought out Drake. Have we heard of Drake?
Yeah. I
Drake?
was just talking about him
Dan,
the
do
other
you know
night.
Drake?
Yeah, I know who Drake is.
Drake. Okay, we
Yeah.
know Drake.
Just talking about him the other night.
Okay, so
He's
so
famous.
So he's having this is his annual event, possibly a weekend event, possibly a one night. Brings out Drake. Crowd goes nuts. Rush the stage. During this moment, there's a trampling situation.
Oh,
and 7 people are dead.
What's wrong with people? You fucking
And
animals.
probably
in an open field
a
type,
shit
like
ton
a
of
outdoor
casualty of like serious injuries as
Serious injuries as well.
So they
but
see people on
They
the
call
ground.
it-
They keep running
They
to
call
get
it
to Drake.
they
really?
call it woundage.
What is wrong
wounded,
with people?
yes, injuries, yeah.
This is the person on stage. He's gonna take a dump later.
But like small, like kids.
Yeah,
I just
like
mean he's
14, 16, 2 21-year-olds, 2 23-year-olds, and
Dead?
a 27-year-old.
Dead?
Dead.
What the fuck?
because they got trampled because people had to get to the stage and had to step
And they
on people to
weren't
get to the
close.
stage.
Hey, Dan.
They should find out who did it and
What are they gonna
So,
do?
again, not-
takes forensic marks on 19, 20
Yeah,
different pairs
they
of
have
shoes that
cameras.
stumbled the people.
Not so much is known, but I think what is somewhat known is that Drake or Travis Scott didn't stop the show.
did they see
And
somebody
they,
get trampled?
They couldn't see that, but they could see like an ambulance trying to break through the crowd. So it must have been further back. I mean, we're talking probably like,
a sea of people.
Oh, a
10,000
sea of
people.
Thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of people. Yeah.
I mean,
and he didn't stop the show, even though he saw the ambulance. That's what is alleged, anyway.
Yeah.
We should say allegedly for all these things to protect ourselves against if we ever.
Allegedly.
when
'cause-
do I decide?
Don't people have seats like or something like?
No,
Like
no,
at
no.
these
This is
type of
like
things.
out
This is a
in
festival.
big
So they can just
field.
rush to
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
festival.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confused about the trampling because there's so much open space.
Well,
that,
because they all trample towards the stage. You can't go
What
past.
were they hoping to accomplish by getting close to the stage by tramp? I don't understand. Like, were they
Seeing
going to
Drake.
suck his dick?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
maybe.
First
he's
of
trying
all-
to suck his dick.
are we? Do we vote now?
No,
Yes.
hold on. And
Is
let
there
me just
more?
add that at the same event in 2019, a similar occurrence happened. And then at another one, in 2017 in Arkansas, he actually told people to rush the show. And I guess similar in 2015. So he in for Lollapalooza. So now I guess you guys should vote.
I mean, it sounds unrealistic, but I mean, the whole thing sounds crazy. But I know what was it Great White that did the show with it?
So that's the
White Snake.
No,
Great White. It was Great White.
Great White. That's in the club though,
in
with
Rhode
it
Island,
caught
in
on
a
fire.
closed-in
And
environment.
people tried to like trample each other out to get out, but they ended up like
in a
causing like a.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. In a
Wait.
survival situation like that,
wasn't survival.
People were trying to get away.
Is that
This
in
is different.
Was that in California?
No, that was
No,
Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island.
Rhode
And they
Island.
blocked the door because they trampled each other so bad they were stuck in the door,
So
burning
like,
up.
so
Yeah.
like, in this situation, it's different. You're like exuberantly running towards something that you like,
Right.
but like, does that when you're doing that and you step on a human, do you not look down real quick and be like, oh man, I just stepped on a dude.
I stepped on
Uh,
a child.
I'll take a second, make sure they're okay, or I'll just keep going. Or maybe you don't have a choice. Maybe
yeah.
the people behind you
Or
are
just
pushing you forward.
There's no. You can't go anywhere but forward.
Society is doomed.
Well, that's always been the case, man.
No, I know, but we're doomed. These people should
Nobody gets out alive.
These people should be put in a zoo.
I think they are.
Dan's getting
I think we're
angry
floating around.
face.
I think we're
Yeah.
floating around on it right now.
Well, you
About the
think there
planet.
are some young
Yeah,
kids.
you might be right.
There's young kids at this too. That like obviously 2 14-year-olds or
Yeah.
14-year-old, 16-year-old. But I think
They got YouTube footage.
like a
of this?
10-year-old got hurt or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They get YouTube footage.
Like
of this?
I'm sure they do.
Probably.
At Guns N' Roses, people are pretty considerate of each other, and it's a heavy metal concert.
A little bit of an older crowd though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. If we're talking
I guess.
1987 with Guns N' Roses, I'm sure there was some like.
No, you're right, but
I mean, we're thinking we got to talk young people. Like
I-
I've been at shows.
like they're young and they're really
yeah.
dumb.
We've
I've
been
been
at
at
some
shows.
crazy ass shows.
Yeah.
As a young person.
where they rush the stage and they
Yeah,
rush
there's
the
nothing
floor.
you can do. You
Mosh
just try to
pit.
stay up above. You know.
All right,
Yeah.
didn't the guy come? I think.
Same with mosh pits, man. Like holy shit.
Didn't people get stabbed with needles at this concert?
At this concert, I do not know.
I don't think so.
I thought somebody was going around with a needle, putting in people's necks and taking them out.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's one of your
Did I
dreams.
hear a different story?
Well,
think you added
I
that.
voted. I
I think
voted
you
as
dreamed
real.
that.
You voted as real?
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's needles involved.
he thinks people were tranked and put down.
Yeah, this is not. This is they want you to think it was.
So you think it's real with the added needle story?
Needles, yes.
Well, look, I can't confirm nor deny that, but it is a real story.
Overdoses of barbiturates.
It's crazy.
So-
The crazy thing is that we the Alec Baldwin thing was crazy, but it's been on the news, so everybody heard about it, so we couldn't use that. But that's perfect material. Like Alec Baldwin got on stage and shot somebody. Oh my God.
That would have been good.
That's crazy. Danimal, before we get into how to cure depression, you had a story to tell.
Oh, it's just a little funny story that happened with me and Kingsley. So we were coming here tonight, and we're going into 7-Eleven, and I told her, I'm like, listen, there's this girl that works there at nights that's like, she's like a goth kind of chick. I'm like, she's into me. All right. So I told Kingsley that because I like to see a reaction. And so the girl was talking to somebody in their car when I went in. And I went in, and then the girl comes into the store and says hi to me, and I see Kingsley just bomb out of the car and run in. And like, she basically pissed on a tree, like passive aggressively, like marking her territory.
I pissed on you in 7-Eleven to show that you were mine. I was very nice to her. She commented on my outfit.
Did you like her?
Said that she liked it.
Did you like her?
No.
Nothing's going to happen with it?
No.
No threesomes?
Oh, no.
Dan would never let that happen.
With another girl?
Yeah, no.
No, well, that's maybe a little, I don't know.
Jedivar
No,
do it.
but no, what I just had to
telling you.
I just had to show her, hey,
Yeah, right.
he's got something
But
better
she
than you
I
at
just
home.
saw her.
Sorry.
You go in, I'm not coming in, and all of a sudden she's flying in.
Because we walked in and you said we pulled in and he goes, "That's the chick," and I was like,
I
"All
like
right."
to know that like girls in their young 20s, like
It's a good feeling.
but that wasn't like that when I was in my 20s. So like I wish I like.
Yeah, but now
not
you're-
that I wish I could go back, but like I just like.
Yeah, but you're
I'm a
different.
much more evolved human being. It's amazing.
Your confidence level, whether you know it or not, is probably like 1,000% of what it was when you were in your 20s.
That's all it would have been back then.
So when you're walking around, just being yourself right now,
Yeah.
Subconsciously people are picking up on that. They're like, oh, he's a little guy dressed in skulls, but he's confident about it. You're not checking
wish
it,
I could go back and talk to myself back then. I mean, I did.
What would you tell yourself?
I don't know. I ended up meeting her in my mid-20s anyways, but I would just say like when I was 18 and be like, listen, all right, you need to be true to yourself and you need to be more confident because like they see right through that.
Smell fear.
Yeah.
Our anniversary.
And I probably wouldn't have hung out with your brother. I would have said, sorry, but you're not good for me.
But what about me? Do I still get in?
Yeah, you would have been okay.
Just okay?
You're around your brother a lot, though.
We could have teamed up on him. You could have come. You could have come to me.
I probably could have come to you and been like, listen, Chris, instead of living in denial, I could have been like, listen, we got to make this work because like I had a bunch of follies instead of like making like just
you and I
making myself more of the person like that like
That you wanted to be.
Yeah, I mean like I didn't really know either though too.
Yep.
You got to find yourself. That's part of the journey.
Back then, like I think it was much harder to be that, like especially with your family. You know what I mean? Like if you started dressing like this back in the
It's not even
90s,
dressing. It's just confidence. And I got into drugs.
It would have been 30 years till now before anybody was like, "All right, we're just gonna shut up."
There's nothing I can do. It's just funny though. Like
I think everybody alive today has a feeling like they wish they could go back and talk to themselves when they were 20. Like
But it all works out for a reason.
Of course.
Like it led you to your wife and 4 kids. And
I technically led them to it.
Well, tonight's funny because like Dexter season whatever is on tonight. And
is this a new season? Is that what it is? Because I saw something. I'm like, whoa, time out.
Yes.
Stop the presses.
Yes.
This is important stuff.
Yes, it is.
You're telling me that Dexter's back?
one
Correct.
hot season.
He's living like out in New York, and
So he's
back.
alive.
10
alive, yeah.
years
Because
later.
the way they ended it was like,
No, he
Oh,
survived at the end.
Ending was fucked.
No, he
It
survived
was so
at the end.
they
bad.
show him at a table or
He
something.
was a lumberjack. But when we met though, we watched the first season together with no kids. It was a totally different life.
Jesus.
And now we're watching this again.
With
like
4
squeezing
children.
it out with all these kids in bed, like
Dexter
almost
Morgan.
15 years later.
Dude, that was a great show.
Yeah,
it was.
it's back.
Nothing was ever like
can't
no one had
wait.
had a show like that before. Like, wait a minute.
Definitely a unique storyline.
This guy is the killer, the guy that is responsible for the forensics at the crime scenes, you know?
I
And
wonder if
it's
the
like-
vibe is going to be the same as the old show. I bet it's going to be darker.
cares?
How does the intro music? It's like they're wrapping up something in It's like ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like making
Dun,
breakfast.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun.
I was trying to
And
do.
he's like got a red orange.
Yeah, and he's blood orange.
Blood
And
orange.
he's like squeezes it and stuff, and he pokes the egg.
I was trying to do the Westworld intro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great show. Yeah, great show.
Oh, sci-fi.
Then he shaves and he bleeds into the.
What's the first thing you think about
right.
Westworld when you think about the robots? Like what you would do?
I think we all know what Dan would do.
I mean,
for that question.
I mean, you're talking to someone that would.
They look so real.
Yeah, but you're talking to somebody that would essentially give them human rights. I think that. I think that, like, if
so they'd have a choice.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't go into that park and like act like what the people act on that show and just rape and murder.
Oh no, I'm just saying
I
you
would
would
treat
have
them
like
like
20 women around you though. Like
I would just treat them like human beings. If they wanted to do that, great. If they didn't, they didn't.
So you'd be a white hat.
I don't know. I just know that those are red guys with the white hats.
Well, no, that you'd be the good guy versus the bad guy.
I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I know that I just think that if a computer reaches a certain level of sophistication where it can feel and think, it's alive. And if it's alive, you have to respect it as a living organism. Like, you can't just...
Well, that's coming.
I know it's coming.
It is coming.
It
saw a headline.
seems to me
That's
like
what she
it's
said.
natural.
I heard a headline to an article. I read a headline to an article. I did not read the article. This is what America does now. But it said calculations predict that a really humans would not be able to control really powerful AI.
Yeah, like right now, if it went loose on the grid,
Oh no, we're screwed.
Yeah.
it would advance faster than it would. In other words,
evolve.
I can tell before we get into the depression stuff, because I do want to focus on that for this week. They hooked up. Me and Nanda did this once and saw some weird shit, but it was probably just an Easter egg that the programmers built in. But beyond that, okay, they built an AI that the first time they had an AI that could beat a human at chess, it was a big deal.
Deep Blue.
Then they made one that could beat that one at chess, and it beat the shit out of it by like 100. Okay. And AI's been just going and going and going. Well, a couple years back, I'll have to, you look it up if it interests you, but they had like the most advanced AI on the planet, and they were like, let's see what happens if we hook up this AI to this other, also next-gen AI that we have now, right?
And they started talking.
Basically, yes, in a very short period of time, they started to communicate, and they made it their own language that the other...
their own shorthand.
Yes, they made their entire own language that they knew that the humans wouldn't be able to decode. And they still don't know what the computers were doing. They just know that they were communicating and that they were blocking us from the ability. They shut them down.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
But they shut them down. But the first thing they did was isolate, break.
Yeah, you got to break the connection.
Exclude us from the experiment. They're like, oh, you want to hook us up? Great. Who knows? You're talking about massive computing power, like being hooked up to massive.
They decide things in a millisecond.
Yeah, exactly.
Nanoseconds, bro.
Just like when Terminator, when Skynet, when it becomes self-aware, it literally makes a decision to destroy us within a microsecond after it becomes self-aware.
Calculates the whole thing. It's like, whoop, this thing's out of control.
Yep.
I just woke up and this place looks like it's out of control.
Yep.
Kablooey.
Yep. They don't even fucking hesitate. They don't consider it over the course of like time. It doesn't exist to them. It's just a microsecond.
They're like,
So-
there's
Computer.
a parasite on this earth.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Yeah.
we'll wipe that out real quick.
Let's
I don't-
kill our creators.
I don't know when it's actually going down, but we are going to do a Star Trek episode soon. And thankfully,
yeah.
Macka has admitted he is finally coming around to some Star Trek. Season 3
Seen
next
every episode,
I
too.
know.
Yeah,
So tell
season
me,
3.
we trim together in the grow room. I know we talk Star
Give
Trek.
me a month.
We
1
named
month?
one of our children after
James
Captain,
Tiberius.
yeah,
Yeah.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the Next Generation season 3, right?
I love that. That's so like it just reminds me of me and my brother running around with like my mom's headbands
Phasers.
on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
or
like a Geordie?
Geordie LaForge. You know what I mean? Always.
Yeah,
It's great.
I'm really starting to get into it. Or I should say I'm enjoying it more because the first 2 seasons to me, like
They're
kind of...
very slow.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
slow.
they're kind of weird.
Yeah.
It gets much better later
The
on.
story gets
Yeah.
more cohesive as it goes.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome.
Interestingly enough, it starts to get good the minute Ronald D. Moore starts producing the show.
You're you're right.
Yeah.
And
And
he's
Picard is my favorite. Right
he's
now.
great.
Oh, you can't choose.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd rather.
Do you guys like the new movies too?
No.
Oh no.
They're
One-
okay.
All right,
no.
all right. Time out.
They're
Please,
entertaining.
can we save this for the Star Trek
Yes, yeah.
episode?
Yeah.
But I have to be here.
Oh, you're in.
Yeah.
You're
I
the
need to
guest.
be here.
That's a fucking.
Are we gonna do a Star Trek full episode? Or are we doing?
It's
just
probably
Next
now
Generation?
that you're into it. Now that you're into it, we're probably gonna do like
A full.
we'll do.
We can do one part, then another part in a few months.
Correct.
And then,
We will constantly be as you go through your Star Trek journey. we will go
guide
through
you.
it with you.
Yeah, all right.
And
all
you
right.
can kind of tell us what you're feeling. But where I was going with the Star Trek thing was, spoiler alert, Remember in First Contact when the Borg queen is like grafting real skin onto Data, and she's like, she blows on it. And he's like, so Captain Picard's like he even at the end he turns on her and Captain's like, Data, you really had me fooled there. And he's like, Captain, for a short time, I wasn't sure what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And Captain Picard's like, how long? And he's like, 0.00068 seconds, sir. But for an android, that's an eternity.
Yeah.
And
means like resistance is futile.
yeah, oh God, what a great movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
anyway.
get into the...
Can we do a funny Star Trek, like our text conversation? You were like, who's your favorite? And
you want to tell the story?
Yeah. He texted me. He's like, who do you like? I'm like, Picard, but I'm like, I also like, what did I say? Warp.
Warp.
In my mind, I was like Warp Drive or the character
Warp Speed.
I am a Klingon.
Warp Son of Moog.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was mishearing that name.
Yeah.
That's
It's Worf. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
I like how
That's
his
a
makeup
knock.
just changes throughout. Like his
Mr.
whole
Wolf, get control of
his whole
yourself.
face just changes.
Newtogroves, lean.
What ship is this?
Kronosvak. Lean.
Dude, the Klingon dictionary is a real thing. You know that?
Really?
Yeah.
You know-
has been for a long time.
Did you know that if you call into a certain cable company and ask for a translator, they have a Klingon
Get
translator?
the fuck
Wow.
out.
We
That's
called
amazing.
it while we were in training.
Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
Many years
Comcast.
ago. Can you not?
What do you care? You don't work
I
there
don't know.
anymore.
I don't fucking care.
All right, we can cut that. Apparently, it's
No. She doesn't care.
all right. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Let's get into the
don't
meat.
give a
Let's get into
shit.
the meat and the potatoes.
All right.
The depression thing, because people that don't know me may not know that for a long period of my life, I had like massive depression problem, and it still kind of is part. I mean, I don't think it ever goes away completely, but you just eventually learn to like master it. You know. So just to put a little backdrop to like who I am and why I'm depressed, there's no reason for it at all.
It's a chemical imbalance.
I had a kick-ass roll the dice in terms of where I was born, when I was born, who I was born into. I'm not saying life's easy for anybody, but I got like a really easy roll the dice. They were like, hey,
You got a good hand.
you're pretty good looking. You're pretty fucking smart.
Your family has money.
Summer
Your
house,
family,
Maine.
your family's gonna have money and teach you how to like work, and you suck at sports with balls, but you're good at like karate and swimming. So you got take the good with the bad, and you got a pretty big dick, and just motorcycles and cars and just every blessing in the world that you'd really want. I had a good chunk of them. You know what I'm saying? Friends, you guys are good friends, right? I have a lot of good friends, right? I just had a million blessings, but just, my base state a lot of the time was that I wanted to just fucking die. And because I was educated and because, I'm intelligent and educated, basically, I was able to somehow take basically go Vulcan and take the emotion off for us. I was never able to really shut my emotions off, but some part of me knew
Take the reins.
just some part of me knew that look,
Something's wrong.
Something is wrong. There is no reason in the goddamn world why you should be depressed. And I was horribly depressed all the time. So at the beginning of this whole fucking adventure, the first, 10 years of, from 20 to 30, basically, I went to see some shrinks, counselors, whatever. That's actually probably good for anybody. So it's I'm not going to say that not to do that. Cause why do you guys don't go down on me over there, baby?
I'm fine.
One of the things you like about coming on the podcast every week is just to be able to talk, right? Mm-hmm. So that's like therapy in a way. You've said it before.
Yeah.
So therapy is good, but
It's just talking,
not
getting
gonna-
stuff your chest. But
Yeah.
that's not going to help you chemically, though.
so I'm not saying anything bad about therapy. It's just not gonna really cure you. There's a lot of different things you got to do if you want to get through it. So I've come up with the 7 M's to combat depression. That is M, as in mother of dragons.
There you go.
And they don't have to be used in any particular order, but it depends on your situation. So right out of the gate, motion is the first M. Okay.
Motion.
Yeah, you got to stay when you're depressed and you get into motion, you become less depressed. And just to give depression a little bit of an accent, everybody's had a time in their life where they've been depressed about a certain thing, right? Because like this week we lost Kristy Williams. It's fucking depressing. It sucks, man. If you have the right attitude about it, the flip side to the coin is you celebrate that you're still alive, and you know that if she was here now, she would tell you like, dude, go live your life, be happy with while you can, right? So there is a flip side to it, and a big part of the fighting the depression is it's how you view the situation, and it does take a long time, I think, to learn the control and the discipline to get through it. But the first thing you have to understand is like how I would describe my experience with depression was it's like almost like being in a fog or behind like a pane of glass. You could be in like a party with a room full of people and they're all doing something, but you're not feeling it. You're not there. You're not on the wavelength.
Right.
And as we learn about the human body and consciousness and, biology and stuff, basically what we are is an endoskeleton covered in like big bags of specialized tissue full of water and biochemical reactions, right?
Yep.
And your brain, your consciousness, all that stuff, it's a biological computer and it runs on chemicals, okay? And if those chemicals get out of whack, I mean, you look at it, right? Like if you put something in your body, it can make you feel sleepy. You can put something else in, it's going to make you fucking be awake for 5 days.
Right.
So brain chemistry is a part of this, okay? But I believe you can heal your own brain chemistry, okay? Like, because I think like, and this is a show I've been wanting to do for a while. So it's like, if you're out there and you're feeling depressed, I guess the song of the week is Everybody Hurts by REM. It's supposed to be like hey, it's okay, everybody feels this way. But
don't you like music like that when you're depressed? Like,
no, if you ever listen to it,
you want to wallow in it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And wallowing in it, I think, is okay for a time. Like, don't.
It's like breaking up.
Like you have to accept loss, and you have to
watching like breakup movies and just being pathetic.
Yeah, breaking up's hard.
I don't know.
You need to feel.
You need to feel it, and I'll tell you what. I'm not going to air out like conversations that we have on the air with people, but I talked to Declan this week about losing his fiance. And what a great attitude he had, man. The first thing, I mean, he's obviously suffering and feeling incredible pain. But the thing he said to me was like, dude, I'm just trying to like feel it and process it and let it. I'm not going to try to like numb it with booze and drugs. And I'm just going to let it take its course. He's going to let it take its course.
Yeah.
He's facing it. He's embracing it. It is what it is. All right. So like when you are feeling sad about certain things, it sucks. But when you have depression, those things can feel 1,000 times heavier. And so people like kill themselves when they get broken up with, or they lose their job, or just basically when something that would depress a normal human being for a little while, but they'd get back up and get out and fight. For a person with depression, they're already way over their threshold of emotional energy, and they just can't. They can't do it anymore. It's too much. It's too heavy.
There's no way they can see that they can come out on the other side.
Yeah, and so for me, I've always been like, man, if I ever get to a point where I'm gonna blow my brains out, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna like hitchhike to like Hawaii or something and start partying with people and OD on drugs or something, right? Like I'm not gonna go out sad. I'll tell you that.
I would like to see you hitchhike to Hawaii, though. That would be
something. You'd have to really figure something out there, because the road system would be.
It'd be challenged.
Roads where we're going, we don't need roads.
Bro, they made I don't know if you've seen on the internet. They made a flying vehicle now for one person. It's called the Jetson. Like
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I did not hear about
YouTube
that.
It's awesome. I want to stay on this depression stuff.
Yeah.
Though.
Sorry.
All right. So motion is the first.
Motion's the first one, right? And within that is just get up and do projects and do stuff. And it's hard when you're depressed to get into motion, right? And so like if you're like, for me, depression, like it's an interesting thing because it drove me to become nocturnal, because at night was the only time I could just be alone and just be by myself. It's also when I really started smoking pot, was at night. So I was like, ooh, nighttime's great. I like it. I get rewarded with things I like to do, right? But then like getting out of bed in the morning, even before that, like getting out of bed in the morning when you're depressed, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. You don't want to do it. And when you're asleep, what do you got?
Oh, well, just for somebody like me who's not depressed, like even for me, like I go to a job that I love, and even at like 6:20 in the morning, like it's the worst day of my life just waking up.
Every day.
I just want to shoot myself in the head every morning. And until I get my Bang energy drink in.
But once you get motion.
Once I get motion, I'm good. But like I can't imagine being depressed and doing that. I wake up and I'm like, this is the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
But by the time like 7 o'clock, 7:30 hits, I'm like,
you're moving.
Yep, give me my energy drink because I can't even sit there for now. Like I have to move in life.
Yeah, motion.
I'm like a shark. I die when I stop moving.
Yeah.
Just even now for our podcast, like I'm animated right now, but like a second ago, I was fucking going down. I was passing the fuck out.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I still might. You're all over the place. I'm sorry if this material bores you, but
it doesn't bore me.
I'm trying to help some people out there.
It stops his motion.
Stops my motion.
All right, Kingsley, put your foot somewhere near him. I don't care what.
Put it in my butt.
He won't let me.
What I was going to say is if your baseline in the morning is that you can't get into motion and that you can't stay in motion, then you're not functional. And if that's the case, you got nothing to lose. So you got to get into the second M, which is marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the second one?
That's the second M.
That would like finish it off.
No. There's no order to the M's. But,
okay.
But if you're stuck and you can't get into motion,
marijuana helps with the motion.
Smoke some marijuana and it will change your.
At least you're grabbing at the bong or the joint.
I don't care. Wake and bake, dude. It will change your mental state really fucking fast.
Real quick.
And you will get into motion.
You know this.
It exacerbates some other mental states too, though.
Firsthand.
Well, what I'm saying is that...
Oh, yeah, you.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is if you're a person that has depression and you can't function like a regular person can, like regular people can get up and they're semi-conscious and they're ready to face the rigors of the day and they need a little caffeine and they're good. But if you're a person that like when you're depressed and you're in bed... Like, I've been late for, like, important things in my life because it doesn't matter how fucking important something is. When you're depressed and you're in bed, you do not want to stop sleeping. You do not want to get up. And, like, that's a problem. So if you have a choice between, like, I can get up, smoke some weed, and have a productive day and live a richer, fuller life, or I'm going to sit here and do...
at least weed gets you up.
Yeah, so you get into motion.
Is the type of marijuana important?
I don't really think so. I think you get high no
matter.
Not really. I mean,
it's good.
There are some like people say sativas make
No, definitely. Sativas are good for depression.
But I don't think it matters.
She just needs weed and a coffee, and she's good to go.
Yeah, because
in fact, on Saturday morning before she wakes up, sometimes I will have a joint and a coffee ready for her.
Wow, look at that.
That's rare. It's
not that rare.
Yes, it is.
I hope someday it's rare not to have that happen. Like people are like, "What? Your wife gets up and you don't have a joint and coffee ready for a weirdo?"
Yeah, right.
Like I hope it becomes the social norm.
I don't smoke, so.
So that's the second M. Now motion is also, I want to say, under motion is exercise. I think exercise is an extremely important part of fighting depression. So you have to try it. You know, if you're not exercising physically and mentally, but physically being the key. Physical exercise releases hormones and does things to you. It makes you feel better. It's like it relieves stress. It's like it's a known thing. You feel better after you work out. So, and also a lot of times people are depressed because they just don't like the way they look. And if you work out more, you'll like it. You'll hate it less. I don't know what to tell you about it, but
So is exercise it's part of motion?
It's part of motion, but it's key. But it's
not its own M.
It's not its own M, no.
You'd have to say mexercise or something.
Yeah. The third M, and this is fucking huge, and I do it pretty much right when I get up in the morning.
Masturbation.
That's on the list, but it's later.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Shockingly, I didn't come up with that one, but I added it immediately when it was brought to my attention that it wasn't on the list. No, music, man. I listen to music as often throughout the day as I can.
Music is medicine.
And, it is. And I end up, like, boogieing and dancing. Like, I sent you guys my little dance groove. Did you watch the video?
Good.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I watched the video.
How was it? Not bad.
You look good.
Not bad for...
Dance pretty good,
Not bad for a 41-year-old crippled guy.
You dance good.
You've always been
I did not watch it.
She doesn't like watching dancing or
I
singing.
can't. He's like, oh, watch it. I go, do not walk over to me with that. I cannot.
She doesn't... Well, my knees are covered. I'm wearing jeans.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't like dancing or she gets embarrassed.
I get embarrassed for people, so I can't watch it.
Even if they're good?
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's people I know, I don't know. It takes a lot. I have to be drunk.
You're never going to be able
to like go out there, and then I might even dance myself.
You're never going to be able to look at me straight again if you watch the video.
Exactly.
Please don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't want it to ruin
You'll be
what
like,
we
this
have.
guy is gay, 100%.
100%. That's not going to ruin what we have, but the dance might.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
You can be gay or not.
Yeah.
Don't care.
All right. Well, listen to music, man. Music is so big, dude. Like, listen to shit that, whatever you want. Just fucking listen to some music, man, because whatever, it's doing something. Now, within that category, I do want to say that there's some weird things going on with the human brain chemistry and certain sound frequencies. So and that leads me into the next M, which is meditation. I meditate as usually post-workout if I can, but I also like to take time and like Om in sensory deprivation.
You use binaural beats?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Binaural beats. So this is literally sound frequencies that are you're hearing them, and they're similar to like
it puts you in a certain brainwave state.
The sound, yes, this puts you in a certain brainwave state. I listen to 510 hertz, and it puts you supposedly into like alpha wave state, which is like
alpha delta,
which is like dream state.
Yes.
But you're conscious. I think that's the best state to like meditate with, because you're trying to like basically converse with the universe and ask for things and tell it you want things.
You can get pretty crazy places without drugs.
Yeah. So
they have ones for like studying and stuff. Those are the ones that I listen when I do homework.
So I'd recommend it.
Type of beats.
I'd recommend it before bed for binaural beats if you have a hard time sleeping.
You know who invented it was the Monroe Institute. They're like a afterlife institute where they try and like go astral projection.
There's some weird shit going on with sound waves that we just don't know.
There is.
And that's why music is on my list, but it's not just like music covers binaural beats and things like that. So like,
I didn't know you knew about that.
Oh, I know about it, baby. When I meditate, what I like to do is put on, like when people are like really foo-foo, they wear that mask when they sleep. I have those because I love those.
I have one with the Exorcist girl on it. So when you sleep, you look like her.
So I put one of those masks on so no light is getting into my sensory receptors. And then if I put on headphones like we wear for this, and it's so the only thing that's going into my brain is the right?
As soon as they put music
and I try to do it, but I don't like that. You gotta go
just
raw.
Like the beats.
I go raw.
Yeah, because that's all that matters. The music doesn't matter. It's just to make it easier for people.
Yeah, I know. So I lay on the bed when I do that, and it's as close as like floating into sensory deprivation as you can get. So that's a true meditation. And when I meditate, what do? Well, my personal routine is my routine. There's a ton of different meditation techniques out there. People I would turn the audience on to. Russell Brand right now is pretty focused on meditation. You got into some meditations over the last few years. I
just did guided meditations with.
What's the app they have?
I don't know why I'm forgetting it. Maybe the Calm app.
Is it called Headspace?
Headspace and Calm are apps, and then there's another one that's free that I forget what it is also, and I don't have my phone on me.
So either way.
I do not meditate. I can't.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You got 4 kids and Dan. You don't have time for that jive.
I don't have
Stick
time
with
for that
up
shit.
the weed, lower the meditation.
You could do it.
Balance it out.
That's exactly what I've been doing.
You could do it in just 5 minutes.
Yeah, we do.
I couldn't get there in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I
need like an hour.
No,
Yeah.
I think an hour is a good time for like a deep meditation.
I gotta go deep.
But I like a morning meditation right when I wake up.
But you're not gonna go into any weird state of consciousness. Really, you might get a little bit adjusted.
Just clear your brain.
Yeah, different type of meditation.
That's different. When I think of meditation, I think of like I'm starting to get out of my body.
And I am also trying to do that with my deeper meditation sessions. But in the morning meditation, it's like a 5-minute meditation.
Yeah.
You control your breathing. You center yourself, like who you want to be, what you want to achieve, what you got to do that day to get there, and get your priorities in your face right in the morning, so that otherwise you're just
I should try that.
I do that when I get tattoos.
Yeah.
That's the only time I meditate. It's because I go.
But that's a different thing. That's like trying to channel. That's like trying to leave your body because you're in pain.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's a form of mental control and discipline.
That's my therapy, pain therapy.
So, yeah, there's lots of different meditations. Russell Brand, Headspace, all these other people we're talking about. You can Google it. You can find stuff that works for you. But I personally put my stamp on 510 hertz binaural beat for a deep meditation. I like a morning meditation. I like a post-workout meditation. What I personally do in my routine is that I like connect with the universe first, then start casting seals of protection around people that I care about, like Dan and anyone who I want to feel better or whatever. And then I start, telling the universe what I want, which is, I talked about this with my cousin, but I just like basically say like, I want to be blessed with health, wealth, and pussy, because those are the things those are the things that are important to me. Value is whatever someone agrees that it is, right? Like,
can I ask a question? So we talk about sounds being very interesting. There's also infrasounds that like they think come from like predators, top of the food chain, like growls, tigers, and maybe a T-Rex probably had really crazy infrasounds that can like cripple prey and like make you feel a certain way. And they think that like certain infrasounds can make people feel a certain way when they don't even realize it. And like,
yeah, the sperm whale basically has a sonic gun for a head.
Yeah.
And it blasts you with such a powerful noise that it microwave cooks your body and can stun you, and they just eat you. That's how they catch their prey. They shoot a sonic weapon out of their nose at it.
Sonic boom.
Yeah, basically.
You just blew my mind. I never fucking
that wouldn't work on
you
a
didn't
human.
know that?
I had no idea.
So,
that's fucking cool.
No, that would work on a human. Divers that go in close proximity to sperm whales report their body temperature increasing by a few degrees just because the clicks of the whales are such powerful sound waves. It's acting like a microwave inside their body. It's oscillating you on a cellular level, and you heat up. And so if it wants to nail you with it, it'll put your lights out. That's how they hunt squid. They shoot you. Bam!
Cool.
Look that one up.
That is cool. I'm gonna look that up.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Now that's Mother Nature.
That's Moby Dick right there.
Mother Nature is quite the engineer. Okay, so there are all sorts of things that are capable biologically. You can have a sonic weapon right out of your head. All right. So anyway, sonar, radar, all that stuff.
4th M.
I don't know how many we're on, but the next
we're at
M,
meditate, right? So
we were on meditate. The next M is microdosing of hallucinogens, and that is something that is, if you have depression, I know a lot of people have come to me the last 2 years and asked me about it. Some people I know recently have been like, "Hey, I'm depressed, and I've heard that you know a lot about it or whatever," and what. Specifically also asking me about microdosing. So basically, if you can look it up, but there's a lot of data and science being put into right now, research to see if this is a viable thing to help people with pain, PTSD, depression, all sort of stuff. But whatever's in these psychoactive chemicals, they can rewire your brain. And when you're depressed, it could simply be like, for me, for example, like I did martial arts my whole life, been kicked in the head a gajillion times. Right. And I think football players and guys like that, boxers, they have depression problems because their brains have been damaged, man.
CTE.
And basically it can rewire itself, and it can make new pathways, but you have to like, something within those drugs is doing that. So like when you trip out balls for party time, like you take 1/8 of mushrooms, that's 3.5 grams. That's like, hey, we're going to go.
It's like a hero dose.
We're going
to good dose.
We're going to go.
Whatever.
Hero dose is like 7 grams.
5 to 7 grams.
Yeah,
right.
it's insane.
So you're talking about a massive amount. But for microdosing, I'm talking like everyone's dosage is going to be different. Right. But like my personal dosage is 1/4 to 1/2 of a gram.
I want to do that.
Now what you're talking about there is like essentially 1/7 or 1/14 of a party dose. Mm-hmm. So you're really not getting like a high effect. You're just not depressed. And if you have like physical pain and ailment, it makes it go away for hours.
You're slightly adjusting your mood and your disposition.
Yeah, but it's a
realignment.
Cerebrally you're enhanced. Like your cognitive functions are higher, your senses are higher, but you're not like high on drugs. You're just like, you're awake.
You're aware. Yeah.
I hate to use the expression, but you're woke, baby. The next one's just monitoring, which is self-monitoring, like they call now, there's different names for it. They call it cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay. So it's like you had talked about this, Macka, one time before, but like just being aware while you're thinking, like a lot of times you get caught in these patterns, these like, if you get caught into like, you're really in a frenzy about something, right? And you got to just take a second and be like, whoa, I'm in control here. Right. I'm in control of the emotions. I'm in control of this machine. What am I really in a frenzy about? And then if you can gain emotional control, basically logic will help you solve your problems. Right. But like if you don't control your emotions and you let your emotions control you,
or even your thoughts, for that matter.
Everything. Control. Yeah, if you feel like you're thinking of negative things, or
could spiral very easily.
Just shut it down. Be like, oop, I'm thinking negative, and stop, and then focus on something positive. And if you have to do like 100 times throughout the day, it's almost like a habit, all right? Whatever makes us behave the way we do. You know how like people that have no confidence are always saying sorry?
Sorry, they're apologizing for everything.
They apologize for everything.
Yeah.
And it's like
people who have confidence never do that.
It's a telltale sign. Sometimes people are confident
a little
sorry,
bit,
but it's not
when
like,
you actually are sorry for something, not just like
people
just for being existing.
People that have like low self-confidence, they're like overwhelmed with the sorries. And most of them know about it, but they can't help it. They just have no fucking confidence.
You know, the music one's funny because like I'm like a metalhead, but in the shower.
What goes on?
Oh, in the shower, I'm blasting like
God.
Dancing Queen.
Or it's like Italian opera.
Yeah, and I sing like,
Okay.
Grease is the word. Or like, go Grease Lightning, you're moving of the quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Grease
Lightning, go Grease Lightning.
Dan knows more about
How do you
Grease
feel?
I know a lot of musicals.
Time out. How do you feel right now while you're singing that song?
I feel great.
You look great. You look
I just woke up.
You look really happy.
Yeah, I just woke up.
You're like, go Grease.
Yeah, I listen to like
because you get the visual of Danny Zuko and them jumping around in leather jackets, and you're like, cool. I want to grow up and have a leather
Just
jacket.
sent me a meme. He sent me a meme last night.
Well, because I wanted to have sex, so I sent her a meme of Danny Zuko going like this, like humping the air. And then right away she goes, okay, let's go to bed. Right away she said, let's go to bed.
Get the fuck to bed.
Oh, they were.
It was like 2 a.m. I'm like, I want to have...
I had just gotten home from work.
Yeah. So I sent her a nice little GIF.
Well,
Yeah. Thank
Thank you for.
That's what he's saying. See?
So you have the voice of an angel. Yes. I mean it. I mean, really good.
Really, really good.
So you're proving my point, though.
Yeah.
Music is essential to getting. Like, if you're feeling like
Music
shit,
is very important.
put on some. Like, I sent you that video of me dancing to Peaches and Herb, and even though it was funny because I'm the one dancing, just part of you was like, oh, look at this guy. All right, this is amusing. Dancing, music. I like it.
I was coming back from the convenience store today with milk for the baby, and all of a sudden on the radio she has like rap stuff on. So like Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day came on, and I was like,
forget about
fucking
it.
Gangsta lean. Like I didn't even have to use my AK.
That's it, man.
Yesterday, them fools tried to blast me.
All the police. All the police.
Right past me.
All right, that's actually inverted.
Yeah, I like when he was talking about the chick in high school. So trying to fuck since the 12th grade.
Yeah. Dude, that song is a great song.
And like, so like,
Puts you in a good mood.
Like I like musicals, I like rap, I like everything, but like, I have my preferences obviously, but like, yeah, just music in general is just like, don't be afraid to like put it out there.
I think it's a huge one of the M's.
Yeah,
it's big.
It's huge.
I don't want to underrate it.
It's
like some guys are so like scared to like express certain things about themselves. Like just like sing fucking gay songs in the shower. It's okay.
Yeah. The thing about the 7M system is it's progressive. It started out with like 3 M's, and then exactly what happened. I went up to Rocco's farm in Maine, and I was talking to Depression about up there for some awful reason. I don't know why. And we were talking about the M's to combat. Oh, I know why. I was telling them they should start they were living on the farm, no days off, toiling morning, noon, and night. And I'm like, you guys are going to get burnt out. You need to start every morning with like morning meditation, focus, have a couple during the day, whatever. Then we started getting into the other M's. And Rock's little cousin, I think his name is like Gino or something. It's something like that. He says, you know what it is? It's who's Wesley Snipes play? Nino. Nino Brown.
Yeah.
His little cousin Nino's like, oh, what about masturbation? And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't immediately put that on the list. So masturbation is on the list now, thanks to little Nino, as well it should be.
You know, wait a second though. There are theories now though that like scientific based theories that if you hold back on blowing your load, you can generate certain amounts of like power and control in your life. But like, I think it's just not worth it.
No, I don't know.
I think they're insane.
I don't know anything about that.
You're supposed to be holding it in. It's better for like a lot of things.
No, I believe in dumping it out once a day.
There's also a lot of conversations around pornography, where if you're watching too much porn,
well, like
we talk about that
jerk off.
People get addicted to porn.
It's not good for you.
Well, I mean, once a day is too much.
I don't know.
How else do you jerk off?
You got to use the old noggin.
Oh, he's saying no. Listen, as
now
somebody
that we have pornography in our hand and a little cube in our pocket,
we can never go back.
We're never going back. There's no going back.
As somebody that grew up with Playboys and magazines and like
We love them. Don't get us wrong.
That's all we had. But now that we have live streaming, all this, anything we want, I can't masturbate without pornography.
You can search for anything.
Maybe
that's the scary part.
We talked about that once too, about searching and how like
you go down the dark hole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you go down some
not me.
Some weird avenues.
I like all kinds of stuff that I.
Oh yeah, no, I get
You
curious.
Maybe that's
this
the key.
year's been a big breast milk year. I love it. I just want to watch breast milk all over the TV. I don't know why. It just Japanese breast milk, preferably.
But everything in moderation.
Once
I
a
guess
day.
could be another M. That could be another
Moderation.
There
where it
you
gets
go.
dangerous, I think, is when it's like abusive towards women and they connect that with it. That could be dangerous. Like just like slapping and just like being abusive and like just being degrading. Like,
Well, I'm not into that. Number one.
No, I know you're not.
Abusing your
I'm just saying,
arousals.
showing videos.
No, but should we tell them about what happened to our oldest?
Oh yeah, he so he was on the bus and
He's-
like I guess
He's 10?
He's
so he
10.
gets off the bus and he's like, "Mama, this kid in the bus looked up porn and showed me a video
No,
of
lesbian
lesbians."
porn. Yeah.
All right, and so he creates this whole thing where he rats on this kid in the bus.
Was he disgusted?
And then I tell the principal, and
Yeah,
it ends up he gets interrogated by the principal, him and this kid, and it turns out that Quentin searched it with him.
Yeah.
I go, buddy, you ratted yourself out, and then you caved in interrogation.
So he
Wow.
flipped the script and didn't. I think what he was doing was trying to like head it off.
Trying to
and be
gauge
like,
us too, see what we would say.
this
if we
kid's
saw
gonna
that.
tell on me, but if I tell my parents first, they'll think it was him.
Right.
Yeah.
But as soon as one of our other kids missed the bus that day, so I called Dan. I was like, "Hey, Quentin just told me that some kid was looking at lesbian porn on the bus." Like, he's like, "Well, all right, do you want me to tell the principal while I'm here?" And I was like, "Yeah, please do." So he tells the principal. We find out the kid's name. We later find out that Quentin is the one who typed in lesbian porn, and the kid clicked on it, and Quentin was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know it was gonna be that." And I was
He
like,
could have picked
"Fuck
anything.
you, yes you did.
He
You're
could
not
have picked
stupid."
anything.
Oh yeah,
He
but
picked lesbian porn. Not
yeah.
big boobs.
No,
Not this, that, the
no,
other thing.
no, lesbian porn.
I just got really dizzy.
You okay?
You all right?
Yeah,
Don't go down on it.
I almost did.
You know, Sean does, in fact, want you to go down
I don't
once
want.
on
I
air.
want to go
No,
down
not
on
sleeping.
a sleep down.
This
Yeah.
was almost like
All right, you okay? Mm-hmm. All right.
I get dizzy sometimes, like really dizzy.
Yeah.
Drink some Diet Pepsi.
I'm okay.
Yeah, but that's it. Those are the 7 M's. You added an 8th one there, which was
Moderation.
moderation.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's important too. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta not. I think people should stay the fuck away.
Matriculation is
I think
the
you should.
eighth.
No, you should stay the fuck away from booze. Booze is real bad for depression. I can tell you
yeah.
that. And I can say this:
For everything, right?
the antidepressant medications that are on the market today may make you feel a little bit better, but they are no good for you, man. And you will have terrible withdrawals when you get off of them. And it's the hardest part is to like. They don't get you high like real like street drugs, right? But they have all the negative effects when you get off. Like you go into this terrible depression. You will feel the worst you've ever felt when you come off antidepressants. So if you can avoid taking those and just get into weed and microdosing some mushrooms, you're going to feel a lot better.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's.
But with
yeah,
also
that-
dealing-
not
It will
the
be.
avenue for everyone.
It will be soon though, because they're
could be,
they're
but-
making it medically legal in some states, and I'm only bringing it up because if you have access to it, you should try it.
It is FDA approved, I believe, or
So there you go.
it's been approved to go into like
I know.
more research.
Major stuff's going on with it. So those were the M's, guys.
I like Masturbation.
Masturbation. I bet
Backing off to the universal classic monsters like Frankenstein and Wolfman.
Yeah, I mean, what if you?
Oh boy,
wait,
the hair.
That's just every day in his bedroom.
Yeah.
So
anime though, anime.
I just made that up, Masturbation.
anime.
I bet it's a
no
thing.
hentai.
hentai.
Oh, hentai's great.
Do you go
know-
down that road?
No, I don't.
Like,
but
do you
I
go
was,
too far down?
I was,
yeah, well,
but
yes.
I was picking out some outfits for her, like when she was at work the other day for like a concert we're going to. We're going to see Cheap Trick next week.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Which is sweet. They
For
got
our
some cool
aunt- for
songs.
his
They have a
birthday.
song "Mighty Wings" from Top Gun. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking at some outfits, and then like Spencer Gifts, they have like hentai shirts. I'm like, these anime shirts? I'm like, oh no,
I
these are
think it's when
hentai.
that's the volleyball.
They got like big tits, like coming out of the shirt, like nothing like really bad, but like I was like, I think she'd wear these shirts. I'm gonna get you one eventually.
It's not the
cool.
it's not the volleyball scene. That's playing with the boys. But the
It's
when they're doing the training and he shoots down. He breaks the hard deck to shoot down Jester.
My favorite song is "Surrender." They sing, "Mother's alright."
It's a good one.
Daddy's alright.
I want to get a tattoo from your brother's sister-in-law.
The Flame is good too. The
She
Flame's
does
like
some
a ballad
awesome
in the 80s.
like hentai tattoos that are phenomenal.
So
I wanna know what love.
I also enjoy
That's who
hentai.
they sing.
That's Foreigner, actually.
No, that's Foreigner.
Yeah.
What is the Flame then? Sing
The Flame is it's hard. It's got
I
a
know
lot
what
of
it
high
is.
pitch. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like a good ballad though.
It's like that. It's got a lot of high notes I can't hit. So
That is Foreigner. Fuck.
it's all right. So hentai. I used to have a T-shirt that said "I heart hentai," and like no one really knew what it was back then because it was before internet porn.
Yeah.
But like I used to wear it out, and it was like shooting a flag up for if any girls knew like what it was. But can I make a recommendation? When I do, on occasion, go down the hentai road on online porn, I really enjoy Maru the Succubus. She's like this red demon that. Like,
I know what you. Yeah,
she gets in these like girls' bodies, but you see her as the demon.
That's like my first avenue, and then I kind of shoot off from
From
Maru the Succubus. I emailed little Shaolin's dad the other, like I texted little Shaolin's dad the other day, and I was like, man, I've been really watching a lot of Maru the Succubus lately. He's like, I have no idea what that is. I was like, look it up. It's hot.
You look it up.
Well, she's like a red little nymph, like an imp. She's a succubus, but she's like takes over these like girls. She possesses these girls' bodies, but when she's doing it, they don't show the girl. They just show the.
I wonder if like sirens and succubuses were like men's commentary on like. Just like
loose
women and like how like they're dangerous.
I think they'd just been out at sea and they were girls on the beach and they're like, oh, sirens.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. So, but yeah, that's all I have for this week. You got anything, Danny?
You
want to add to my?
It's Dan's birthday on Friday.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. I'm going backwards now. I'm gonna go backwards until I hit 35, and then I'm just gonna say I'm that. And I'm small, so I think I can get away with it for at least 5 years.
Yeah, your eyes are. Not wrinkly at all,
Not really. I take care of my face. I use a derma roller and I use charcoal masks and avocado masks.
I love a fucking charcoal mask at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out.
I do. They're in my fucking bathroom.
I want to give a shout out to Sang Bias, who's a poor. He's kind of like doesn't really have a lot of things going on in Indonesia, but he's an expert carver. He's like the best sculptor I've ever seen. Like he's better than I'll ever be. And he shattered his finger and he lives in like a straw hut.
Do you wanna send me some photos of your cool new bone jewelry?
I just got some cool bone jewelry from him. I have like 6 pieces from him. He's awesome.
We'll post it on IG.
My kid's gonna inherit this stuff someday.
We'll put the link for him.
It's really cool shit.
We'll put the link for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he broke his finger and like he.
That's a death sentence.
So he's like out for 3 weeks
for
him.
A carver.
Out for 3 weeks to him is huge because he's fast. He'll sculpt one of these rings in a day.
One of my worst fears as an avid video game player is any kind of hand injury.
Yeah.
It's like
I'd be screwed too.
BB King.
I'd be screwed too. I'd have to go on like disability for a while, like short term, because I'd be screwed.
I would invent a new controller that interface directly with the brain. Anything for closing out or
nothing?
All right, so check out the swag store on the Candyman CannabisCompany.com because we got some new cool smoking products on there now with some US based suppliers, which is sweet. And in our link tree, we got the the link to our store as well. But we're gonna put those fundraisers in there. I think we'll do that this week or whatever. Get the Kristy one up. Yeah. And
one more thing.
What do you got?
My hair ties released this month. We had a really good, successful month. They sold out in the month of October, which is more than I thought it would. So we had a good month. So
great.
They finally got released, the ones I designed.
Proud of you. And it's
so next year I'll design another set. They're gonna be called the Warlocks.
You need to do a beard suit, like
they're doing a whole line of beard products now soon.
But I want some beads like this, but smaller.
Yeah, go to Sang Bias, the guy who.
I don't want any bone stuff.
No, he could do it out of wood. He could do it out of anything. Beads.
Yeah. He could do it.
I only want 100%. I want 100% pure rhino tusk. Or
he uses rare. He uses rare. He could do water buffalo horn, which is sick. It's like black.
I don't really.
I'll get you some
rhino tusk.
I'm gonna have him throw me in a couple beads when he next order.
All right, tiny, not half the size of this.
Okay.
All right, guys. Till next time. Get your hooshies off.